International Affair with Boss Lady. I am here for the Woman on Top segment with Tiara Thomas. Do you like that?
What's
Woman
poppin'?
on Top?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's good.
Yeah, you know, because I'm all about female empowerment.
Me too.
And us being on top. I know you are, Tiara. I've been doing my research on you, and there's something so powerful about you. The way you carry yourself, the way you kind of sit back, and I've been watching all your interviews, and you have such an innate kind of grace. But I know that, like, rub you the wrong way, you probably jump like a jaguar or something.
I don't know. Is that true, Nadia? You ain't paying attention. You on your phone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There you go,
No,
Woman on
no.
Top. She's screaming
I'm
at a
just
girl
playing.
already.
No. She cool. I'm just playing.
I had Rico Love up here recently.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he
Okay,
actually
cool.
kicked off one of the first episodes of the show.
Oh, nice.
And Rico is very interesting. He's obviously very opinionated.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could, I feel like he was freestyling almost. You give him a subject and he could just riff.
Yeah, he's real smart. He can go.
Very.
Yeah.
And very unexpected, some of the things that he says. You know,
Yeah.
you give him a question and you think he's going to go one way and he takes it the other way. What's it like in the studio? The conversations you must have to come up with concepts must be crazy.
Yeah, me and Rico have really funny conversations, and just funny stuff in the studio.
Yeah.
We play around a lot in the studio, but the studio environment with Rico, it's really cool. It's just it's nothing's forced. We just everything just comes naturally. We get along really well in the studio, so we just make really cool music.
Yeah.
We actually collaborated on One Night together.
Yes, absolutely. One Night, which is the track that you have out now.
Yes, that's my single, and the
Yes.
video's on Vivo now.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
video, the Set It Off inspired video.
Yes, yeah.
Which is, obviously, that was one of my favorite movies, is one of my favorite movies. Do you cry in that last scene every time you watch it?
Man.
Every single time, right?
The Queen Latifah one gets me every time.
Oh, yeah, because the music is so slow and she
Hey,
slows
man.
the car down.
She got
and then,
taken out the game, yo.
She
And then
gets
they're playing
out.
that song that it seems since I was born, I
Yeah.
wake up every blessed morning. I don't know why I know that
Na,
song.
na, na,
Yeah, but I'm
na.
like,
I know,
I'm
no,
like,
that's
oh, every
slow.
time I hear that song, I'm like,
Don't-
yo, that's the
eyelashes are
saddest
gonna
song in the
fall
world.
off.
Yeah, yeah, but I love that. I love that movie.
I think
It's
it was
my
one of the
favorite movies.
first movies Set It Off, and if you see Tiara's One Night video, you'll see how it's based on that, where you got to see women in a different light. Speaking of Woman on Top, you know, it was 4 women, and the women were all very different, but what brought them together was their struggle, right, and their pain,
Yeah.
and just trying to make a better life
Yeah.
for themselves. So, you know, one thing I thought was very interesting in one of the interviews I was watching, you said something to the effect of, I would sell drugs before I stripped. Do you remember saying that in an
Yes.
interview? I thought that was so brave because it's not the standard answer you would give nowadays. Especially, you know, one's a legal activity, one's an illegal activity. But, you know, it hit me because I was like, you know what, I would say something like that. What, like, where does that thought process come
Well, thing is, like, I mean, I don't mind strippers. Everybody, I mean, I don't mind strippers at all, and I don't knock anybody who's stripping. But I mean, personally, that's not for me. That's just not my hustle. And anybody that knows me knows, like, they be like, "Damn, Tiara's busting it down." Like, nobody would believe that. But if you told somebody that I was selling drugs,
from? They'd be like...
they might believe that. But I said that I think I was saying I had, like, when I got my wisdom teeth taken out in college, I had like a bunch of leftover.
Oh, that's right,
prescription drugs.
right.
Yeah, so I said, I would probably sell those before I strip.
Yeah.
But I don't have any problem with strippers. They're
But
cool.
it's the personality, like you said. But
Yeah.
do you feel like as you're growing more and more in the spotlight now that you're getting more comfortable with presenting yourself in a more sexual way or revealing more of yourself? Because it's tough if you're not built like that, you know?
Yeah, well, I definitely feel like I just did a shoot. My last shoot that I just did, like the pics that just came out, and I'm in like men's underwear and a shirt and a jacket and an oversized jacket. That's how, I'm really comfortable like that. I'm comfortable like not having clothes on.
Yeah.
But I don't have to not have my clothes on. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and also it's not like, I got a cute little figure, but it's not like I got some fat ass and big titties, you know?
But that's not, that's not what, like, all men aren't looking for that.
Yeah, so that's what so I feel very comfortable, just being myself,
Yeah.
I feel sexy just being myself.
Yeah.
But I'm really like,
Did it take you a while to get to that place, or?
I think I've always been that way, even around like my mom, like, I'd be walking around the house with no pants on. She'd be like, "Tiara, be a lady," and I'm just like, I don't care. It's just a body. And but once it, I mean, that's at home with your mom, with people that know you.
Of course.
But then, you know, it is kind of different. It is kind of different
when you're on a public stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one thing that I'm really strong about female liberation and sexual liberation, as far as what I say and what I sing in my music.
And making them match.
I say what, I kind of say whatever I want to say, because and I've said this before. I think every girl in her head is a slut. For somebody, even if it's your husband.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody thinks, like every girl be on like thinking some, you never know, and you never know, like all these girls in here, because it's inside their own head.
Yeah.
And for
it just
me,
takes some. It's just this. It doesn't all happen to us at the same time.
Exactly.
It rolls out at different times in our lives. Yeah.
Exactly. And me as an artist, like I feel like I have the platform to express that.
International Affair with Boss Lady. This is the Woman on Top segment, here with my girl Tierra Thomas. And Tierra, we just played the single One Night. Another track on your Dear Sally Mae EP was called Popular. And I wanted to know, were you popular in school?
You know what's weird? I was popular in high school and college, but I didn't try to be. You know, I just hung with I didn't have a set. I guess I didn't have a set friends I sat with at lunch. Like I was friends with like the preppy kids and the black kids, and also, you know, the emo kids, and also the kids that looked like, you know, they had potential. You know, maybe if they want to shoot up the school, you know, they would remember. I loaned you a pencil and some paper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I sat with you at lunch. Yeah. So
so you were a chameleon.
Yes, but I was just myself. You know, I was homecoming queen.
Oh.
Yeah, I was the only black girl on court, so you know all the black people reunited and made me homecoming queen. So, but I was also in show choir too, so I did dorky stuff like that.
Oh.
But I was really involved. I did school. I did like the school news. I was a sports anchor.
Oh, so you were an
I didn't know anything about
overachiever,
sports.
like a mug.
I don't know about overachieving. Like those, like news was my favorite class. Show choir, study hall, lunch. Those are my favorite subjects.
I was gonna ask you. You graduated with a telecommunications degree
and from college.
From college. That's so important to me, because I feel a lot of artists, they either don't go to college at all, or the usual story is they drop out because they can't keep focused.
Right.
How did you stay focused to finish that degree?
Yo, college. Oh my gosh, I wanted to drop out of college so many times. Like I didn't even want to go in the first place. I applied to one school, and I got in, and I was like, oh cool, I got in.
It happened that easy. I might as well go.
Yeah. And but I went to a really good telecommunications school. David Letterman graduated from Ball State. Yeah. So I went to Ball State. I picked my major based off of, I didn't want to buy a lot of books. So I was like, oh, I don't think you have to buy books for telecommunications, but then you had to buy all kind of other stuff that I was just, you know, would have been better off with something else. But I'm glad I had a TCOM major, because I picked my major mostly based off, I was like, well, if I don't have a record deal by the time I graduate school, then I just want to get a job.
Did you want to be a journalist?
No, I wanted to get a job at, or maybe a radio station or a TV, like MTV or, you know, something, and make my way into the industry that way. That's what I wanted to do. And I told my mom.
On camera talent or producing?
I wanted to, like, you know, meet, like, I was going to try, I was hustling. I was trying to meet somebody to, you know, try to get my big break in the music industry. So if I had to get a job doing that first, and that's what I was going to do. But it turns out I signed a record deal, like, less than 6 months after I graduated.
But that's a great backup plan, though.
Yeah, but that was never my I told my mom, only reason I didn't drop out of college was because I was at the time that I wanted to drop out. I was $30,000 in student loans. With Dear Sally Mae, or not Dear Sally Mae.
Sally Mae.
With our dear Aunt Sally Mae.
Yeah.
No, with Sally Mae, and my mom was like, you took out all them student loans. And I had 2 more years to go, so I just finished. But I did, I traveled back and forth while I was in college, and you know, I did shows and stuff. And I'm really, like, I'm happy that I had the whole college experience, because I did get out the house and I experienced stuff on my own. And you know, from there I met Wale, and I wrote a lot of amazing music, and a lot of
Including-
doors opened
yeah,
up for
of course,
me.
The
So
Cloud and
Yeah,
Bad and
right.
I think you
know
know
your stuff.
I do know
You know
my
your stuff today.
You
Yeah.
know, Boss Lady. This is Woman on Top.